Okay, let's talk about angle between two vectors, okay? Well, this concept came from the calculation of dot product, okay? Do you remember in the previous problem, we talked about two different ways to calculate the dot product, right? So let me write here again, okay? So like A dot B can be calculated by this way. Length of A times length of B times cosine theta, or the second way, A dot B can be calculated, if you have like component of each vector, it can be calculated by A1 B1 plus A2 B2, right? So look at the first one. There is angle between two vectors, right? So like, since we are talking about same quantity, we can set up your right-hand sides as equal to each other, okay? So the length of A times length of B times cosine theta is equal to A1 B1 plus A2 B2, okay? If I divide by a length of A and length of B, then I can write your cosine theta is equal to A1 times B1 plus A2 times B2 over the length of A times length of B, okay? Or we can write just so simply like this one, simply like A dot B over the length of A times the length of B, okay? This is cosine theta. Then if you really want to find angle between two vectors, which is theta, it is like inverse cosine, or we can say arc cosine. Is it okay? So let me apply here. Okay, what about this problem? Let me apply this cosine formula for this problem, okay? So cosine theta is equal to A dot B. We're going to use the second formula of dot product for this numerator, and the length of A times length of B. Is okay? What is dot product between two vectors? 6 times the product of X component plus product of Y component. Is that clear? Then length of A is square root of X component square plus Y component square times length of B, which is, let's say, X component square and Y component square. Is okay? That is equal to 30 over square root of 6 squared times square root of 25 and 9, 34. Okay? So we know this guy is equal to 6, right? Then we cancel out like 30 and 6. So your final answer is 5 over square root of 34. Okay? So if you want to do the rationalized denominator, you can do that. Or 5 34 over 34. Okay? Yes, let me split the space. Okay? What about, let me give you another problem, okay? Look at that. So like same thing, okay? Cosine theta is equal to, again, you have to memorize this, okay? Because not only for this chapter, but also like, later purpose, you have to remember this problem, okay? Finding angle between two vectors is really important and useful, okay? So that is equal to, again, numerator can be calculated by the second formula of your dot product, which is like product of X component plus product of your Y component. And then now what about the length of your vector A? Square root of X component square and Y component square times the length of B, 2 square plus 4 square. Okay, so that is equal to 10 over square root of 10. And what about the second one? 4 and 16, 20, okay? Is it okay? So maybe we can simplify a little bit more. Look at that. This 20 is 10 times 2, right? So which means under the square root, we have like one pair of 10. Then which means it can become out. Then that is equal to 10 over, sorry for keep switching my pen color, And then we can cancel out. It is equal to 1 over square root of 2. Okay? Or we can say 2 over, no, square root of 2 over 2, right? Well, wait a minute. We didn't finish this one, right? So we found cosine theta, right? But like the question is to find the angle between two vector, right? So your theta must be equal to cosine inverse of this guy. But do you remember this one? It is special one, right? So like cosine angle theta is equal to 1 over square root 2, which means the angle theta is pi over 4, or that is equal to 45 degree. And let me come back to the like part A. I missed that, okay? So this was cosine theta, okay? Then what is theta? Is cosine inverse, or we can say arc cosine. But keep that in mind, arc cosine and cosine inverse, they are same thing, okay? For this case, there's no way to calculate this one, but you have to use calculator, okay?